It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielsen, Matt Cassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gate.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, and welcome to another episode of Two Guys and a Goalie, part of the Nielsen Media Coolbet Network. Of course, brought to you by our friends over at Coolbet. If you want to bet on the Oilers and Blues tonight, they've got hundreds of markets up over there right now. Sign up for an account using the code 2GUYS, and you get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit, up to $200. Gager, that's an all-timer, buddy. What a look.
Just thought I'd bring JC into the conversation today. Dusty,
baby born, love it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's is Talladega Nights. That's baby Jesus.
Do you wear a lot of Christmas sweaters? Are you a big Christmas sweater guy?
No, there was a couple. You know, my friends got the real naughty ones. That you don't notice they're naughty until you actually look at what's happening on the sweaters. So. But yeah, I like the funny ones. Actually Millwoods Mall had this, so it was hard to pass it up.
Cass, are you a Christmas sweater guy?
I don't even have. I think I had one a couple of years ago, but I don't even think I have one anymore. So,
I have one. I have a Detroit Lions Christmas-ish sweater. I always go at Christmas time, I'm like, oh, I wish I had this Christmas sweater, and I wish I have this Christmas sweater, and then I never get them, and then I forget about it until like December 21st of the following Christmas. You know, like I always see like Clark Griswold Christmas sweater or whatever, and I always push it back, and then I never get around to it. So that's tough to do. All right, so we're going to play actually a little Christmas trivia to wrap up the episode today. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 quotes from Christmas movies. I'll say the quote. You guys have to guess the movie. I think it'll be fun. And I think I have 11 of them, so that way we will not be tied. So that'll be fun. We'll get to that a little bit later on. We'll set up the Oilers and the Blues tonight for sure. You know what? Let's start there, and then we'll get to the Reeves sit. Ovechkin trying to track down the great one. Obviously, Gordie Howe next on the list. Gager, let's start with you. Skinner starts, and I think I heard you on Gregor's show yesterday saying you wouldn't mind going back to Jack Campbell. What do you think? What do you think of Skinner? I guess Campbell gets the Ducks for sure at this point, or what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought it was a better opportunity to keep going with Jack Campbell to keep his confidence rolling, I think the game against the St. Louis Blues it's a bigger game in my opinion. So and just keep him rolling that way. I thought it would. He has done that earlier in the year, I think, and the roles were a little bit reversed with Skinner playing the St. Louis game in St. Louis. So I felt with the way the season's gone for Jack Campbell, this would have suited him a lot better.
Cass, what do you think of Campbell getting the net back there a couple nights ago?
He was okay. He wasn't bad. Wasn't great. I wasn't a huge fan of that first goal in particular through the wickets. That I was like, it was first shot wasn't great. He settled in as the game went on and he got better. I think Stuart Skinner should start this game, and I think you give Campbell the Ducks. To me, that made the most sense. Skinner right now is your number one with the amount that he's been playing and the way that he's been playing. And so you want a better chance to win right now, you have to put him in. And I want it to get to a point where that's maybe not the case with how Stuart Skinner is playing or with how Jack Campbell is playing.
Yeah.
But he still hasn't got there yet. So you give him Anaheim, you give Skinner the Blues. I think it's the right decision.
Don't you think, though, Cass, like the game, wouldn't it do more for my reasoning is winning and playing well against the St. Louis Blues for Jack Campbell at this particular time would be more beneficial for his confidence than going up against a team that's only has one win in regulation all year. I feel like that's a better challenge. And what I was saying yesterday was just it's a different type of pressure that you put on yourself when you're playing against a team that you should beat with the way things have gone for him. I think that this one would, because if you were to ask me which game would mean more to me, winning, and it would be if I had to choose, it would be the St. Louis Blues. Beating them would
Like, you'd
boost my
feel pretty
confidence.
good coming to that with a win over the Blues as opposed to over the Ducks. Everybody beats the Ducks.
Yeah.
But you still build confidence. Like listen to his confidence, Campbell's confidence after the game, or his comments rather after the game the other day, where it was like he was pretty pumped up about that. Like he was pretty excited about that, and he admitted it wasn't a perfect game, but he sounded like it was just like a real, he was happy with it. And Woodcroft, I think, even with what he said, tried to build confidence in Jack Campbell and praise him and try to do little pats on the back to give him some kind of confidence. So I don't know, like I guess I agree with both you guys where it's like, well, yeah, the St. Louis game probably would mean more if he goes in and he wins it, but that doesn't mean the Anaheim game's meaningless, and you still need to win these games. So I mean, like, he's still going to get a confidence boost even if it's Anaheim. It may be smaller than against St. Louis, but it's still going to be there. So I don't know, I still support the decision to have Campbell play against Anaheim and not against St. Louis.
Well, you just
I'll tell you, if he
ruined my
loses
Christmas.
to the Ducks,
He's
sorry,
a dead
man.
Major. Well, yeah.
They won't lose to the Ducks. McDavid and Draisaitl will tear the Ducks apart. Gager, after what that line did against Nashville, St. Louis has been giving up, quite a few goals this year as well. They're one of the worst teams in the league. Now, they have had some nice performances here or there. Do you think the offense continues to roll tonight? Like, to make McDavid and Draisaitl combine for 4 or 5 points tonight? And if you say they are, I'm going to bet it a cool bet. So it's on you here, buddy.
It'll be a different type of game. The Blues, everyone gets up to play against those two, especially after what happened over the last few games. I think the Blues will be much better prepared to handle the big two. Saying that, they're probably still going to have 3 or 4 points between the two of them. That's just them. But I don't think they're going to go off by any means. I'd look to if the Oilers are going to win this game, I think they need someone else, one of the not the usual suspects, to help out offensively tonight.
That's fair.
I did predict a bottom 6 goal in the on the show this morning. So yeah, maybe that happens. Cass, what do you think of the offense right now? The power play's been straight fire. It's like 45% or something over the last little while, right?
Yeah, red hot, and those top guys are red hot too. I get worried against St. Louis because it seems like St. Louis mentally, generally, not every game, but mentally is always ready for that and ready for the Oilers, and does a pretty decent job of slowing them down and shutting them down. And I think there's probably just some residual psychological effects for some of those top guys going against St. Louis too, where they're like, oh man, it's going to be a slower game tonight. Got to be more patient tonight, which they need to be saying to themselves, but they also can't get over caught up in that. Becomes a little bit of a balance. So yeah, those guys are absolutely firing right now. Tonight, if St. Louis achieves what they want to in slowing down those top guys, that's where that depth and those third line, fourth line goals, the bottom 6, becomes so important. So yeah, it'll be interesting here. I think as it happens so often, I think such a big key against St. Louis for the Edmonton Oilers is scoring first, not giving up that first goal against. Like against Nashville, you're going to get some opportunities. They had like no defenseman from the NHL aside from Roman Josi. They were in their lineup. Against the Minnesotas, you still are going to get some opportunity to score some goals, generally speaking. St. Louis has done a horrible job keeping the puck out of their own net this year.
Yeah, they've given up 108.
But not against Edmonton. They've done a good job against Edmonton, and I think they're going to try to approach it that same way. And it's like if St. Louis scores first, they're gonna just shell right up, just turtle around the net, just not chase anything outside. And Edmonton might get a lot of shots, but they're going to be perimeter shots if that's the case. So scoring first is just going to be huge today, I think.
2 meetings already this season. 2-0 Blues win. 3-1 Oilers win. So they played twice, and it's been very un-Oilerish types of games so far, right? Like 4 goals in one game, 2 goals in the other. So we'll see if it's another low-scoring game tonight. Sticking with the Oilers just briefly, I know you guys, being in the market and being in the media yourselves and the radio and Oilers Plus or whatever, Pat Verbeek scouting the Oilers games has made people are very excited about this. There's a deal coming, and I think from a Ducks perspective, acquiring Jesse Puljujarvi wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You give him a look for half a year. There's not a lot of expectations there. I mean, as far as landing places that actually might make sense for that guy, that could be one of them. But Cass, I know, like, I look in the inbox and I see people saying, Dusty Klingberg. They got to get Klingberg. And God love Klingberg, but to me, I mean, I don't feel like he's the type of defenseman that solves what they need to solve here right now. So I think like the two sides might be a fit for each other, but I don't know if there's anything I actually love about it.
I mean, you don't need another right defenseman, number one.
Especially one that's not a stabilizer defensively,
which is what you need. You have guys that play offense in that defensive group. You don't need to increase your offensive production. You need to increase your defensive shutdown, be steady. That's what you need to increase. Klingberg isn't that guy. Good defenseman in another situation, maybe a fit, isn't for this. Second point is, what else are you going to have to give up? Because you're not getting them for a straight up trade for Puljujarvi. I don't think you're getting anything for Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi, teams are going to view this as doing Edmonton a favor. And they know this. They know Edmonton's needs a defenseman. They know Edmonton's tight against the cap, and they know what Puljujarvi is producing and what he is being paid. Believe it or not, teams can actually look at that. They can see, oh, this guy's got X amount of points and he's making this much money. And that's what they're going to go. Like, if I'm a GM, even if I know that Puljujarvi just hasn't produced or has been having some challenges putting the puck in the net, and he's capable of getting to value for his contract, when that phone rings and Ken Holland's calling, I'm not admitting that. I'm going to go, I don't know, Ken. I doesn't have a lot of points and is paying him a lot of money. Like, you got to sweeten this deal a little bit. So it's going to be diminishing returns for Puljujarvi if you trade him. I don't read anything into Verbeek being there except that they're playing Edmonton. Maybe he's taking a look at guys for the future. Maybe they're taking a look at this even for Puljujarvi, because if I'm Anaheim, I could also be looking at this and saying, well, I want to take a look at him now because Edmonton's not going to qualify him.
Yeah.
So am I going to have an opportunity to sign this player in the summer and get him for the cheap? And what exactly am I getting? And, taking a peek at him then. So I'm not reading too much into it.
Gage, do you think any of this is a fit at all with the Ducks?
No.
No?
Not at all. No, I don't. The Puljujarvi thing, I don't see it. What the Ducks don't need another guy chopping water and carrying wood or whatever the hell they're doing down there. So, because they suck.
They're brutal. They've won one game in regulation, 30 games into the season. Think about that, man. That's awful.
I'd be looking
bad
to unload some stuff and doing something, because I thought that they were going to be more in the mix this year. That's like not at the top level.
You didn't think they'd be the worst team in the league?
No, I thought they would be competitive with some of their young guys, but they're just terrible.
All right, let's flip over. Go ahead, Cass.
No, I just said maybe it's the coach.
Oh, maybe it's the coach.
No,
well, I was
just going to say that.
Verbeek's a genius because he wants to get Connor Bedard. Dallas Aikens ain't going anywhere. Dallas Aikens hasn't done anything for that team in 3 years. And nobody's even like, man, the Ducks suck. Are they going to fire Dallas Aikens? Nobody even says it. It's not even a conversation because they know what the end goal here is, right? So mission accomplished. See you later. I think that's probably what'll end up happening.
Didn't he get fired right after they got Connor too? Like,
I'm pretty.
Isn't it? Any generational talent, any generational talent that goes, he gets fired right away. That's gotta hurt the confidence.
Stings just a little bit, I think. Speaking of stinging, just a little bit. Hronek caught in the old trolley tracks of Ryan Reeves, and it was a heavy, hard hit. I didn't think it was dirty by any stretch of the imagination. It's just such a big hit. You're like, oh, look out. But like you're Hronek, and this is where, to me, and Cass, we'll let you go first with this one, but to me, this is just where the game's at now, that a guy will just skate up the middle of the ice looking like this, not worrying about anything, and bingo, bango, you're done. Like, that's just what the game is today. People think they can do that, and sometimes you shouldn't be able to do that.
Sometimes you should be able to. You still need to get your head on a swivel and have a look. Like, there's lots of times you're going to be able to do that. I mean, there's a lot of chatter that I was seeing, and I'm sure you heard some of it too, and saw on the text line about it being like dirty hits out of the game and Reeves and this, that. And I'm just like, that was a clean hit. That was a great hit. That was a great hit. It was clean. He didn't hit him point of contact in the head. There was no elbow. He didn't jump. He didn't charge. That was a clean hit according to the rules. If you want to take hitting completely out of the game, sure, you won't see that kind of hit. But on occasion, players will be in position and they will hit guys open ice like that if you do not have your head up. So to me, it was like, I mean, it's more of an anomaly now. You don't see as many hits like that now. And part of that's positioning, because it's like an all or nothing in some ways. Like, you're either going to absolutely crush the guy, you're either going to take a penalty, or you're just going to miss him and it's going to be an opportunity the other way. So usually you're trying to play that situation a little more defensively postured than trying to create a game-changing hit. But for players like Reeves, and here's my interesting take on it, or my opinion on it, is that players that are able to do that, not that we're going to see many more Reeves like the 6'3" guys that are 240 pounds or 225. You're not going to see as many of them, but the young players that come in that can play defensively, that are able to on occasion blow guys up like that, they are going to become extremely valuable, because those type of hits, clean hit, not taking a penalty, those hits change games. That part of the game has not changed, in that hits can change a crowd, that can change a bench, that can change a dressing room, that can change the other dressing room, that can completely change a game from regular season to playoffs. That's a game-changing type of hit. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it, because it was clean, it was hard, and you had a player that should have had his head up. So great hit by Reeves. All the people that are poo-pooing about it and being like, "Good, this," just don't watch hockey at all. Then go watch tennis, go watch golf, go watch something like I understand. And if it was a hit from behind, sure, have an issue with it all you want. If it was a hit to the head, have an issue with it all you want. If it's a dirty hit, this was a clean hit. So quit whining about it. Let it go. Enjoy that it was an awesome hit, because I was just like, whoa, that was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. Good job for Reeves. Contributed to the rest of the game as well. So Minnesota gets a big win, and that's a part of it in that game. So
I just don't know how Hronek didn't see him coming in those bright jerseys too. Like, he's coming right at you. That's a 240-pound green giant coming your way. Gager, what'd you think of it, buddy? Any different opinion on this one or no?
In basketball, you know, when a guy crosses someone over and kind of looks back at him, was he doing
broken ankle?
Was he doing that to the forward checker? Because there's a good half a second of him looking behind during that, and I'm like, where are you looking? Like, this, it's absolutely ridiculous. So, like, I think he was kind of showing up another guy, the forward checker. If you watch that play, he looks behind him for way too long coming up the middle of the ice. He deserves to get railroaded at that point. I don't get it. And you know, I gotta hand it to Billy Guerin to recognize what his team actually needed, because I think we were even talking about why go get Reeves. I mean, we were talking about here, they should get Reeves, but man, he's I watched the game with the Oilers and stuff, but he's really changed the dynamic of that team and exactly what they kind of need. So yeah, they're going to be a scary team, I think, come playoff time.
Yeah, they're an interesting one, because it's like they have the combination. I just wonder still if they have enough of that high power talent. Like, you have Kaprizov and you have that top line which can score and they can generate offense, and they generate a lot of it. And I'm just like, okay, is there enough there in the rest of the depth that it's going to be able to bring it? Because their bottom six, like when you look at that bottom six, and like Greenway's another guy that can do it, like it's a pretty nasty bottom six for what they lack with their defensemen in terms of the meanness. they got some mean guys in modern hockey, especially like that play a chippy, physical, edgy, greasy type of game. And Reeves does round that out a little bit and help that. So, I mean, I think it's a good pickup for Minnesota. They are one of the interesting teams for me. It's just, can they sustain some of the offensive production, like in a long playoff series? Does Kaprizov ultimately have enough help in those smaller, quicker top six to get the job done?
Yeah, they're on the cusp, I would say. Like, obviously they need Fleury to play really well. I like their D, to tell you. Like, they are
solid.
They're good. That Spurgeon, you know him. He's really, really fun to watch.
Spurge.
Dumba, Brodin, like, those are fast, capable defensemen, and they got that heavy bottom six. And that Eriksson Ek, man, I don't know if he only plays good against the Oilers, but I think he's a whale of a player too.
He's a good player too.
So I just and they've got the best retro unis. So I don't know. Maybe I got to go get a Minnesota jersey.
The whole time you guys were talking, I just kept rewatching it, and for like a second, Hronek looks over to the Wild player to his left. I don't know what he was doing. That was really bizarre. And then he turns and it's like, oh, good night. Good night, Irene. So yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Hey, before we get to Christmas trivia here, Alexander Ovechkin, the hat trick the other night, gets to 800 as he continues his pursuit, and he's eventually going to get there. I mean, the guy's on pace for 53 goals again this year. It's insane. Yeah. So, Cass, does he have to catch Wayne to be the greatest goal scorer of all time? No, or is it already, it's already a fact?
He's already is. I think he already is. I think he already is. Wayne's still the best player of all time. Not gonna argue that. Best goal scorer is Alexander Ovechkin. Yep. Not the best all-around player, not the best player of all time, best goal scorer of all time, Alexander Ovechkin. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the case is already made. I mean, once he passes Gretzky, the crown is undisputable, in my opinion. Like, right now, you want to have a debate back and forth, sure. I mean, but I'm still with you. I mean, the guy's putting up 50 goals in season 17. It's
when no one else
ridiculous.
Is scoring 50, and he's been doing it while no one else is scoring 50. Like Gretzky was getting, from, again, overall player, he was getting like 200 points a year when no one else was coming close to that. Yeah. But you still had a lot of guys scoring 50 goals fairly regularly. Like when we look at the 80s and when we look now, today's game, like how many guys have consistently put up 50 or close to 50? Basically nobody, except for Alexander Ovechkin. What he's done is just unbelievable.
Everybody comes up and flirts with 50. They'll get it once and they'll go away. And he's just steady. Like he's behind four guys right now who are superstars or stars. McDavid's a superstar, John's a superstar, but you got Tage Thompson and Robertson. These guys are all in their prime. Those are the only four guys that have more goals than him right now, and he's 37 in year 18. Like, Gager, if that alone doesn't say, how's this guy still doing what he's doing? I mean, I don't know the case you make against him to be the greatest goal scorer of all time, honestly.
No, he's already got that belt. When he breaks the record, he goes from one of the top 10 best players to ever play into the top 5 automatically in my mind. It's just, we put goal scoring at such a high level of, I mean, the only reason that Austin Matthews won the Hart is because he scored over 60 goals. And if that's
and he was in Toronto.
Yeah.
And little asterisks there. And he was in Toronto.
Yeah. So that's, if that's how they're looking at this, he has to be considered as one of the top 5 best players to ever lace up the skates.
I just can't believe like we're watching a Wayne Gretzky record fall. You know what I mean? Like he set so many ridiculous records that you're like, oh, that's never going to be touched. It's never going to be touched. It's never going to be touched. And we're on the verge of watching a phenomenal chase to track this thing down. It's going to be so fun. So good for the game, man. It's going to be great.
If the NHL doesn't get Netflix on this immediately, they're morons. Absolute morons to have it's crazy. They already got I'm looking forward to that tennis thing that's coming out in January here. The Drive to Survive people are doing a tennis documentary, so that'll be good. But yeah, they got to get these people on this.
I just want to throw this out there. If you go to Hockey Reference, you can see like goal scoring adjusted for the era that they played in and what that would be at. Wayne Gretzky's adjusted goals actually drops him down to 758. He's fourth behind Yager, Gordie Howe. Alexander Ovechkin's adjusted goals at 935. Like, that's what he's done in the era he's played in. So he's the greatest to ever do it as far as goal scoring goes. And I think it's done. I think it's a done conversation. All right, let's get into it. We've got 11. This is very simple. I give you the Christmas movie quote. You tell me the movie it was in. There's 11 of them, so we should not be tied when it's all said and done. Let me mark this down. Some of them, I think most of them are pretty easy, but some of them might be tough. So, are you guys ready? And you don't even have to give me an you just have to yell out the quote or the movie, okay? Okay, here we go. And you yell it out whenever. You don't have to wait till the quote's over. This could be hectic. I'm very excited for this. We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy,
Elf.
candy canes.
Oh.
Yes, Cass. That's one.
Will
Nice
Ferrell.
work.
Easy.
Nice work. All righty. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family.
Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
right.
God. I was about
Andrew,
to
do not
buzz.
put your hand up.
What
Just yell it
is
out.
The first one?
I know.
I was about to buzz. That's why I was like, oh.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, there's a few movies that are in here a couple of times. We're tied at 1. Here we go. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Home Alone.
No. Oh,
Nope.
It's the kid with the.
5, 4, 3, 2. You're on the right
There's
track.
The house
1.
and the kid with the glasses. No, I know it. I just, for whatever reason, I'm blanking on the name.
A Christmas Story
The Christmas.
is what we're looking for. That's what you were thinking, though, right, Cass? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All
he wants the BB gun. Yeah. Stupid.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Home Alone.
Shoot, I just said it too. I was.
It's Home Alone 2. Do I give it to him or not?
Yeah. We can,
Okay, we'll give it to him. All right.
I'll give it.
Because
to
in
him.
Home Alone
It's
1,
all
it
right.
was keep the
Christmas
change, you
Day.
filthy animal.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2, it
Yeah.
was Mary. Oh, we'll give it to you, Cass.
Merry
We'll give it to you, the
Christmas.
Home Alone thing. That's
Okay.
2. All right, here we go. We're going to have the happiest Christmas.
National Christmas Vacation.
Okay. And you are really struggling saying Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoons. I was trying to get full marks. I need full
All
marks.
right. It's 2-2. Here we go. Do you want this doll or not? Go back to sleep. This is a tough one.
Tooth Fairy.
No.
No.
Was the Tooth Fairy a Christmas movie?
No.
Jingle all the way.
No, but that's a good one. That totally sounds like an Arnold line. That was from the Santa Claus when he was delivering presents and the girl woke up. So, all right, so that one's out. All right, this one's going to go quick, guys. Yippee-ki-yay.
Die Hard.
Oh, Gager just gets it. We can debate that another day.
It's a Christmas movie.
All right. I'm going to have to watch it again. I've only seen Die Hard like twice. I haven't watched Die Hard a bunch of times. I'm a big Die Hard guy. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is
Elf.
singing loud for all. Oh, Cass, you watch a lot of Elf, eh?
Yeah, he
You've
watched
watched a lot of Elf in my house. Yeah.
All right, 3-3. 3-3, this is good. Blast this Christmas music. It's joyful and triumphant.
Bad Santa.
No. Gager?
This Christmas music.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, really?
I thought one of you guys would get that.
Just watched that too.
Yeah,
I just watched that the other day.
All right, 2 left. As I said, we wouldn't be tied, but we're tied right now. So I don't have a bonus question. All right, this could go quick. Can I fix you some sandwiches? Oh, come on, you guys. Oh, I'm so disappointed right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Christmas Vacation.
Nope. Bad Santa, the chubby little kid.
Oh,
Herman
right.
Merman. Can I fix you some sandwiches, Santa?
I
Yeah.
should have known that.
God.
Darn it.
All right. You're gonna have to move quick on this one. It's gonna go fast. This is to win all. Final one. Tied at 3. Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Christmas vacation.
Christmas vacation.
Oh my God, you almost screwed it up again, Gager. But you got
I
it.
know.
You got it. Man.
Woo.
Yes. All right, there you go. That was close. So Cass is an expert on the movie Elf, and Gager has Christmas Vacation taken care of, and both of you need to go watch Bad Santa immediately. Sandwiches. That kid's hilarious with his sandwiches.
There's always things in Christmas Vacation that make it even funnier. And the part when Cousin Eddie is in the supermarket with Clark,
Yeah.
and he's putting the dog. I didn't see this.
Smashes
Putting
the.
he puts the lights on top, and Eddie throws the bag of food and smashes the lights.
Too good.
God. It's so good.
That entire
Great job.
scene in that store is gold. Because isn't that the same one where he goes, well, what about the kids? And Cousin Eddie's like, the kids can fend for themselves. I'm just like, jeez.
Yeah.
So bad. All right, there you go. That's going to do it for another episode of Two Guys and a Goalie. We will have another episode on Monday. I have a few more Oilers games to talk about then. Boys, enjoy your final weekend before Christmas, and we'll talk to you early next week.
Bye.
Later, boys.